Yo guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be going to be discussing Daredevil Born Again, season 2 episode 4 breakdown type-ish, review-ish, whatever. As you can know, this episode I will say was the peakest of this season, maybe the both season I will say, and it just starts off so well. So it starts off with Bullseye. We can see they've been setting it up for this one. For the past 3 episodes, like they've showed Bullseye a little bit here and there, and yeah, and we saw that dream sequence with Vanessa in the last ones, and here everything fulfills. So let's start off with how the episode starts and then progress to the end. So the episode starts off with Bullseye in a cafe. He calls the vigilante task force and he says Frank Castle is here, and then he just kills all of them. The thing is, I was thinking, what could be the reason for him to do it? It could be he wanted Daredevil to come there when he's looking for him, and that was like his indication and stuff. And in that exact scene, there's a scene where there's a guy with his dog, and he's there like, I'm one of the good guys. You can see like how psychopathical Bullseye is, but he now thinks genuinely that he is a good guy, and what he's about to do is a good thing. Like, he wants to, even in the confrontation scene where we are going to get to, he says they're like, one good deed, I want to do one good deed. And the thing I loved about, the best about this whole episode also is Winslow Benthel. What an actor he is, man. The way he's portrayed Bullseye's character is so amazingly done. Like, he's smashed out of the park. The chaos, the psychopathiness he puts in it was amazing. And then obviously we go further in, and what we see is Karen and Thingy talking, not Karen, Matt Murdock talking with the swordsman, and like, thanks, we would love if you come, and the swordsman, no, go now. And they had their conversation there and stuff like that, and it was good to see that type of thing after what happened in the previous episode. And then it progresses. Karen says to, what's her name, the White Tiger girl, to go and give this chip to someone who we are going to talk about later in the frame when it comes to the end. Because, bro, I think things are not looking good for that reporter girl. I forget her name, but that reporter girl, Daniel, I think things are gonna, 5th episode or the 6th, I think things are not looking good for the reporter girl, in my mind. I think, yeah, it's not looking good, bruh. So, yeah, so Karen does that, and then Karen also, invites the lawyer that Matt Murdock, worked with, to come and take the statement of this, person they have found who comes in, because we see someone comes and says that, I will give a testimony, of that Wilson Fisk is doing all of this and the ship and everything of the North Gate. So that's what Karen is on. She gets the lawyer, they're doing the testimony and everything like that. So as we can see right now is they're trying to build evidence against Kingpin. But most likely, I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be very difficult for them to get the evidence against Kingpin. They're gonna try a lot of stuff, but things are gonna go worse and worse. And maybe, but I think one thing I'm feeling like that's happening from the season episode 3, and not a lot in this one, but still indication, I feel like by the end of the series, it feels like Matt Murdock's Matt Murdock's reality of being Daredevil is going to be exposed to everyone. But I will talk about that in the later videos when maybe we get to know what happens. But right now, let's go back to I think one of the best scenes for me in this one was the confrontation scene. Also the scene where Matt Murdock goes back to the church, the flashbacks they were giving of his childhood little bit, that was very good as well. He sit down there, he's praying. It was so, like, it looked so well. And I love it. Then he goes back, and as I said, the confrontation scene where Matt Murdock comes trying to stop Bullseye, that sequence was so well done. Like, he comes, they're fighting. You can see Matt Murdock is anger, but he's trying to reserve back those feelings as well. And also when Bullseye puts puts a gun on their head, the way the conversation between Matt Murdock and Bullseye was so amazing to see. Like the way Daredevil is speaking to him, the way Bullseye is like, you can see the chaos in Bullseye's eyes, and the way even Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, he's so amazing. And the way that was flowing, the action in that sequence was so good. Like, I love that there's one scene with both just punching the, like, that comic booky style one was so good. And you know, I said, like, in the first 3 episodes, the action looked a bit, but as I said, as the episodes are going, I can genuinely say the action sequences are feeling more and more and more better and better fleshed out, in my opinion. And then we go on the Holy Grail final one. So in this, I want to talk about Daniel's character. I think Daniel's character has huge sense of, like, doubt in the reporter's character. You can see, like, in a moment when one of the person comes as a fan to put the SD card, and the way Daniel looks at her, and I'm like, shit, like, oh, what's going on here? And then she just laughs off and everything like that. And then they go and they sit down and the boxing fight happens. The boxing fight, the way they've made the boxing fight was so good as well. Like, that was not even a boxing fight. Kingpin just was obliterating him. And then obviously Vanessa comes in, and the way they show, like, he gets scared because obviously he didn't want Vanessa to come. As you can see, the whole plan of Kingpin of this whole boxing fight that he did was to bring Bullseye. His aim was Bullseye comes and he can finish him off. That's what his plan was. But the plan floated because Vanessa came in, and then enters Bullseye. He kills all the vigilante task force, and then he goes up, then he throws something at Kingpin. Kingpin defends that, and Kingpin grabs the gun as he's going to shoot Bullseye. Comes in our Matt Murdock Daredevil, saves him, grash him out the park. You can see Bullseye has been shot in the leg by Vanessa, and then the last shot where Vanessa has a glass in her head, and it feels like that's the end of her. And you can see how furious Kingpin is. And that's what I want to say. I want to see what happens now, because even the Spider-Verse, we've seen when Vanessa's died, he goes crazy. This guy, Vanessa was like, what we have seen from Netflix seasons, even in this one, how much Kingpin cares about Vanessa. And if something happens to her, he is going to get crazy. We remember that just a guy came and disturbed them in the first season, was it? Yeah, in the first season. Disturbed them. Didn't do anything to Vanessa or nothing. Just disturbed them when he was sitting with Vanessa. And bro killed him with the flipping door. And there's been other incidents as well where whenever danger has happened to Vanessa, he has done crazy stuff. And here, most likely she's dead. Some people are saying maybe she might be in coma, because there's one scene where Bullseye is outside of a house, and people thought that was going to be the one where he kills Vanessa. But no, that's not been the case. Vanessa's basically dead here. So could it be she was in hospital, then Bullseye comes and finishes the job? Or that is an absolutely different scene. I generally think she's gone now. And from here, where the build up is going to be amazing to see. Because this is the point now. This has, as I said in my last videos, it's going like this. And I think episode 4 will do this. And it has. My expectations were met. And now episode 5 should do this. Then it should just go up. And this could, after Loki season 2, this could be the next peak show from Marvel, how it's building up. And maybe the concerns of, can it match the Netflix one? This one can. And I have full trust in the Loki directors, because we can see it. The first season didn't land that well, because they didn't have the full charge and it was a lot of mismatch. But once they've got the full control, you can see that things are looking good. But that was it for the whole video. If you liked and enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe, and I will be back next week with episode 5.